It's 2:39 now. Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty in a federal court in Miami to 37 federal criminal charges that he unlawfully kept documents relating to national security when he left office and allegedly lied to officials who tried to recover them. Now, the plea from the former president, which was announced by his lawyer, sets up a legal battle likely to play out over the coming months. Of course, as he campaigns to try to win back the presidency in next year's election, with experts predicting it could be a year or more before any trial takes place. Well, let's talk to Molly Jong-Fast, host of the Fast Politics podcast. Molly, good to see you this afternoon. The problem with this is we on this side of the pond sort of try to observe the legal proceedings, if you like. It seems like in the States, people have made their minds up already on this one.
I mean, certainly Trump's base is very attached to him, and they seem to be convinced that this is some kind of deep state plot against their guy. I don't think that there's much truth to that, or in fact, any truth to that, but there's certainly a segment of the American voting population that is just completely on Trump's side, and Trump can do no wrong.
Argument to say, isn't it? I mean, it's difficult, but I mean, this, in some respects, this prosecution absolutely plays into his hands, doesn't it?
You can't let people get away with things because you're worried about how it'll look, right? I mean, the truth is there have been other electeds who have taken documents, right? Like we saw this, Pence did it, Biden did it. But they returned the documents. What happened with Trump was that he refused to return the documents, that he lied to lawyers, that he obstructed, that he committed, or at least the allegations are that he committed, 30 counts of the Espionage Act, which is not espionage exactly, but is taking classified documents. I mean, the idea is, should Trump be above the law because he's very popular with the Republican base? I'm not sure that's a particularly compelling argument if you live in a democracy.
I mean, the argument with someone like Biden, the argument was that, the documents were only returned once he was, reminded he had them.
Yeah, but Trump was reminded he had them and decided to just return some of them. Right? I mean, that's, Trump could have returned all these documents and likely he would have, been not charged. I mean, that's the thing that's so silly about this is clearly he has flouted the law again and again. And I mean, look, this is America, right? And I guess they feel that American exceptionalism dictates that we don't charge our former presidents when they do illegal stuff. But, you got, in France, Sarkozy is going to jail. In, you've got in Scotland, you have a leader who just got arrested. In Israel, I mean, you have other countries that are democracies where they hold electeds accountable. I mean, what Trump has done is the minute he saw he was in legal jeopardy, he decided to run again. And since then, he has been indicted once on a state charge and once on a federal charge.
I mean, there is an argument, and you can see it, can't you, from some perspective at least, that this is a bit of a witch hunt. I mean, it does seem, as you say, whether there is a case to be answered or not, there does seem to be an argument that, they're trying everything in their playbook to make sure he can't be president again.
Well, first of all, none of these will happen before he runs for president. And I don't know who they is, but, if you commit crimes or it looks like you're committing a crime, you're indicted no matter what. I mean, I don't think that if there were a deep state, we would not be in this situation, right? We would not have these cases. You would just have a Trump who can't run. I mean, this is a guy who's been impeached twice. He ran a January 6th, insurrection, if you want to call it that. I mean, the guy is not, he is not what we've had as president ever before and likely ever again. So, I don't know. He's gotten away with quite a lot in my mind. And, he's tried to sort of use the presidency to protect him. And maybe it works. Look, a lot of these cases are going to take a year, maybe 2 years. And, if he gets elected, he'll be president and he can dismiss these cases. He can pardon himself. There's all sorts of crazy stuff he can do.
Well, yeah, there is an argument about pardoning himself. What about the argument that he declassified these documents anyway? I mean, he did say at one stage he could declassify documents by just thinking about it.
Yeah, he's an amazing thing, not a real thing. I mean, you can't declassify nuclear secrets. That's Department of Energy, number one. And then on tape, he says, you know, I could have declassified these when I was president, but now I can't. They're very secret. I had thought when I first heard about this tape that he was lying about having the documents because he's kind of a huckster, but he actually did have the documents, which is pretty incredible. So again, you know, look, I mean, the guy has really, you know, the amazing thing about a democracy is we were not set up for someone this craven. And he has really had his way with the American democracy in a way that I don't think any of us predicted.
Molly Jong-Fast, really good to talk to you this afternoon. Thanks very much indeed.